He was a student at Inter-American University in Puerto Rico and was going to take a engineering program that they were going to open. It never opened. He stayed there because he was living with his parents, who were missionaries in Puerto Rico. This was in the mid-60s, and so he was attending school there. Meanwhile, I was leading a somewhat wayward life in California, working at the USO during the Vietnam War, so it was always plenty of dates, and I worked in the cafeteria, or the snack bar. Anyway, one day I was with my boyfriend, and we were singing. We went to church Sunday night. He couldn't have cared less, but he was going to church with me. We were singing, and I heard a voice, "Janie, it's time to go home." And it was real. And I called but not audible, but in my mind, the Holy Spirit had spoken to me. So I said goodbye to Jimmy and called my parents and was home as soon as I could get there, just 1 or 2 days, and went back to the youth group, even though I had just graduated. Well, I had been out of college a year. 1 year of college. And my youth director called me in and said, "Janie, we're putting together a group going to work with missionaries in Puerto Rico. I think you should apply." And I had just begun working with the phone company after a bad year at college in which I basically wasted my parents' money. And I said, I can't. My dad would be so upset if I said I want to go on a trip to Puerto Rico when I just got a job. And Larry said, "You pray about it." And I prayed about it and felt the Lord was telling me to apply for that job. You didn't just get chosen, you had to apply, and then they would pick a number of us. So I went to my dad and I said, "Dad, Larry is asking me to go to Puerto Rico on a missions trip." And this, of course, was still my heart's desire to be a missionary, but hadn't met anybody worth dating or marrying in Michigan, so I didn't know what was going on with the Lord, what he was going to do with me. And I said, "Dad, if I pray about this and I get chosen, will it be okay with you?" And he said yes, which really surprised me, because I had hurt them badly. So I applied, and I got accepted. Well, I was in a new job at the phone bell, Michigan Bell Telephone Company, and I thought, oh no, I got accepted. Oh goody, but are they going to let me go? And so I went and talked to my boss at the phone company. And she said, and remember, this is the 60s, so people were jet planes had just started being passenger planes. And people were just starting to get into traveling out of the country. It was still novel to leave the country, except to Canada. And my boss said, "You know what? This is a great opportunity for you. So I'll put in the request to the home office in Detroit, and we'll see what they say." They said yes. So that was another sign that I was supposed to go. So then the Hutton family, with whom we'd be working, and another family, right, 2 houses down from them, sent out their prayer card. And I looked at it and ran to my mother and said, "Look at this picture, Mom. This is the prayer card of the missionaries we're going to be working with in Puerto Rico. They have a son about my age. What do you think? I think we're going to get married." And so I went to Puerto Rico, and this shy guy stood in the back of the room, and I thought, oh. But anyway, a couple of days later, I warmed him up. I'll tell you why. You probably won't want to use it, but our team was going to present some music in a church, a Puerto Rican church, on Sunday night. And he came out wearing an aloha jacket, a Hawaiian aloha jacket, and he played his trombone with my friends. He played his trumpet. But afterwards, I went up to him and said, "Do you really think you look good in that jacket?" And that was it.